Oh, it may look like a winter wonderland outside, but it could lead to a slippery morning commute. Coming up, we get a live look at your road conditions.
Snow is coming down. I'm going to let you know how much we got and how much more you can expect by the time it comes to an end.
Today, we're looking at the latest COVID trends across Spokane County as record high cases are reported and frustrating trends continue.
This morning, drug company Pfizer is reporting promising results with a COVID-19 vaccine.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Jeremy Legoo, and Dana Marie McNichol.
Coming up now on 6 a.m. on our Tuesday morning, well, snow is back. Yeah, we're waking up to a healthy dose of powder across the inland Northwest. That's something that Jeremy had warned us about.
He sure did, and we're going to have to wait to see if these few inches of snow decide to stick around for the season. But we want to give you a reminder this morning, make sure you take it slow today.
Well, good morning. Thanks so much for being with us here on Up with KREM. Great to have you with us, the whole team here this morning. Yeah, waking up to snow across the inland Northwest. Overnight, we saw about 2 inches of snow or so, but Jeremy's telling us it's going to keep coming down throughout the morning. So North Idaho saw some snow last weekend, more overnight. Coeur d'Alene waking up to about 3 inches of snow. But here at KREM, we do want to make sure you have everything you need to know to start your morning.
And to do that, our team is spread out in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene to show you what everyone else is waking up to as well. Dana Marie McNichol joins us in Spokane. Nicole Hernandez is tracking the snow from Coeur d'Alene. And from the Weather Center right here at KREM Studios, Jeremy Legoo will be giving us our forecast all morning long. Good morning, Jeremy.
Well, good morning, everybody, and good morning, everybody watching back at home. You know, Joshua, I took one from your recommendations and I put the gloves on. Great choice. Thank you for that. Early on this morning, I recommend the gloves. It's a little bit cool out. It's a little warmer than where we were this time yesterday, though. We are hanging out right near 32 degrees, so we're hovering right on the edge of whether or not this snow continues to freeze or starts to melt. You scoot a little bit farther out to the west, and temperatures drop a bit because you found some clear skies in the rain shadow of the Cascades. But you get a little bit farther out to the east and temperatures start sliding back just a little bit down to around 30 degrees. Our winter weather advisory does stick around until about 10 a.m. The snow is going to quickly start tapering off here in the next hour or so. And then once that happens, we'll catch a break. And then later on today, temperatures rise. I don't think this snow lasts long. We don't have much of it. And temperatures stay close to 40 in the coming days, so I don't think this snow is here to stay. But what I do think is that we have a slick commute this morning, and we are going to have a slick commute tomorrow morning as well. So snow kind of starts working its way out. Morning snow ends. There's a chance we see a little bit later on this afternoon, kind of scooting in. Most of that stays a little bit farther off to the south, but we are going to keep a close eye on that. If temperatures are up near 40 and if this moves in, odds are it's a bit of a wintry mix or even rain for us here in Spokane. So be ready for that. All said and done, about 1 to 2 inches. It's not much snow for us here in Spokane. You scoot a little bit farther out to the east. You might catch about 3, maybe 4 in some areas, but this isn't a big storm. It's all about timing with this one. Just in time for that morning commute means it's going to be slick, it's going to be slow, it's going to be some road spray. It's all those elements that just kind of make that morning commute not all that great. But we got to check in on those road conditions, so sending it out. Give us that live update. Where are you, Dana Marie? Or Jen, sorry.
Yeah, Jeremy, we're going to check in with Dana Marie here in just a few minutes. But first, we want to head across state line this morning to North Idaho. That is where we find Nicole Hernandez. Nicole, what does it look like where you're at this morning?
Yeah, Jen, all of those road conditions, that morning commute stuff that Jeremy was talking about is exactly what we saw when we were driving out here to North Idaho. So I'll give you a look here. We're in downtown Coeur d'Alene. You can see that there's a good amount of snow on the roads here in Coeur d'Alene. The city said that they're going to be plowing the streets if they get a total of 3 inches of snow, which like Jeremy said, we just about hit. So expect those plows to come through. But before that, make sure you're just really careful careful driving on the roads this morning. Getting out here, it was really slow going. You have some trouble seeing the lane lines, definitely some slipping and sliding. We actually saw a slide off going westbound on our way here, so make sure you're taking it slow this morning. And of course, giving room to the crews that are going to be out here potentially plowing.
We start on the arterials and collectors, and then once those are cleaned up, then we move into our residentials. We have teams broke up into like a grid of the towns.
Now, of course, the biggest thing that the city of Coeur d'Alene said is to give room to those crews and to slow down around them so they can do their jobs. But we also were able to talk to the Idaho State Police, and they said that their biggest thing is just being prepared for snow days like this. The last snow day we had about 2 weeks ago, they got over 200 crashes that they had to respond to on our roads. Those were all slide-offs, rollovers, cars sliding into each other, and they said that the reason for those was mostly actually that cars didn't have enough tread on their tires, and then of course they were going too fast, and that was causing issues. So if you're out this morning doing that morning commute, you should go ahead and slow down. Of course, give yourself space. Idaho State Police actually says that you should be giving up to 4 to 5 car lengths in between you and other cars, just to make sure you have that safe bubble for if the car in front of you stops, you have enough room to stop as well, because these roads this morning are definitely very slick. Live in Coeur d'Alene, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Thank you very much for that live update this morning, Nicole. Now, the inland Northwest is also getting a variety of snow conditions, so get out the ruler and show us how much you see, if any, near your area. We want to know what things look like when you wake up this morning. By the way, just like some of these pictures we've got on your screen right now, if you send them in, you might get to see your pictures on air this morning. Text your photos and your videos to 509-448-2000. 6:05 now, time for your morning rush. Stories worth knowing about before you start your day.
Today, the Supreme Court is weighing in on a challenge to the Affordable Care Act. 18 Republican states argue the individual mandate portion of that is unconstitutional. Now, some leaders say the entire mandate should be thrown out. If the court dismantles the ACA, the Associated Press reports nearly 20 million Americans will lose their health insurance.
The Post Falls City Council rejected a proposed mask mandate yesterday. The mask ordinance was proposed while coronavirus cases continue to rise in North Idaho. The Post Falls mayor made it clear that he does not want to tell people what to do, but that the time to do nothing has passed. Masks are required in Coeur d'Alene with exceptions. Masks are not required by Kootenai County or the state of Idaho.
Well, this morning, a preliminary investigation is underway concerning the firing of our region's top doctor. Yesterday, the Washington Board of Health agreed to look into the firing of Dr. Bob Lutz. Several people filed complaints against Spokane Regional Health District Administrator Amelia Clark. Now, she petitioned to terminate Dr. Lutz. Now, Lutz also sits on the Board of Health. He did not attend yesterday's meeting. The board is also moving forward with an independent investigator to avoid a conflict of interest.
Reuters reports the Federal Aviation Administration is in the final stages of reviewing Boeing's changes to the 737 MAX. The planes have been grounded since 2 fatal crashes happened overseas, and sources tell Reuters that approval could happen as soon as November 18th.
Well, this morning, crews are finished relocating mountain goats from Olympia National Park. You might recognize this from video. They typically transport those goats via helicopter. Well, the goats are not native to that part of the state. Now, this year, authorities say they killed 31 goats, but they say they safely relocated 325 animals. Well, that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKrem on social media.
6:07 now. Coming up, Spokane County has hit new all-time highs for COVID-19 cases, and there's no sign of things slowing down. After the break, I'll show you the latest worrying trends by the numbers.
And we've got our snow. It's still coming down, but it ends pretty quick. I'm going to let you know how much we got, how much more you can expect, and our chances of seeing more of it later on this week.